Hello, everybody. I wanted to let you know that since I received so many emails that basically said people couldn't be here today, and that's understandable, I wanted to make sure that you still got some information. As you know, our COVID-19 planning is ongoing and ever fluid, so I didn't want to cancel the meeting and then not have you have the information for another 2 weeks. So I'm going to just record this meeting and you guys can watch it at your leisure. And then I'm going on vacation. So I will not be available Monday and Friday, or Friday and Monday, I should say. So again, I just wanted to make sure I got this out to you. The biggest thing is about the classroom readiness for COVID. I've been working really hard on this and have finished cleaning out the Fieldhouse 1010. I toured as much as I could the Finley Education Room and tried to get a feel for what it was like there. I couldn't actually get into the room at the time that I was there, which is fine. I'll be going back there. But I wanted to let you know, first of all, on room 1010, where most of you will be teaching, even the ed tech classes will be in room 1010. So let me know if there's any issues there, Steve, with computers, because students will need to bring a computer for them to work on. So let me know if there's any issues there. But first of all, we got some things fixed. The sink wasn't working, we got that fixed. There were some tiles on the floor coming up and we got those fixed. Also, I found in cleaning out some of the cupboards that there was a whole bunch of really beautiful pictures, framed pictures and artwork that were kind of hidden away in a cupboard, and I went a little decorating crazy, and they're getting hung up around the room so we don't waste them. They're beautiful. If anybody had them and they were their pictures and they want them back, please just let me know. There are a couple in there that looks like artwork from students maybe that were framed, and if that means anything to anybody, please let me know so you can take them. There were a couple I couldn't put up. So I do have them in a cabinet. We will have cleaning supplies that are coming. The supplies that are coming will be hand sanitizer, which we'll have at the front of the room, in the back of the room, bottle spray and towels, along with hand soap up by the sink. So students need to remember to wash their hands anytime they're touching anything. So they'll need to make sure that that's just a routine that they get into if they're not already in that routine. As far as the setup, I wanted to let you know that I've been working on that as well. Let me get back up here so we can see a little bit. So the setup, I've printed all the COVID signs that I think we'll need for both rooms for Findlay and Toledo. And those would be signs that are like one-way traffic for the Fieldhouse 1010. We're going to have one chair per table, so we'll hide the other chairs for the tables. And we'll make it so even the tables in the back there that currently aren't in a row, we'll put those in a row. I will also put notices on each table that says you need to spray off your table each time you come and go. Again, just to be very precautionary. The one computer per table will be in the back. So out of the 5, I will shut down 2 of the computers. And there'll be also signs and notices that says, you know, that you need to sanitize after each use. And we'll have supplies back there for that. What I asked for and cannot get were some really good ideas from you guys, and that includes gloves. The administration will not give me gloves. One, it's because there has to be a special way that you throw them away. Again, it's just a CDC thing that we can't have gloves. Face shields are not allowed in place of masks, which means you cannot teach with a face shield. You have to wear a mask. If you so choose to wear a mask, maybe if it helps you, that is transparent in the front so people can see your face and your lips and your mouth, feel free to get those. There's free masks available at the public safety office. But if there is something special that you want, I can probably try to get through at least 1 per faculty member, but please let me know if that's an issue for you. But generally, faculty is supposed to get their own masks. Again, we have some temporary ones up at the front desk area in case students or faculty or family members forget to bring one, or there's breaks or something. We have some of the kind of paper ones that they use at the hospitals up front. So the general rule is that you have to wear a face mask and social distance, not or. That was made a very big point to me, that it's both. So just because they're sitting 6 feet apart doesn't mean that they, as the students or you standing in the front, do not have to wear your mask. And that's just how the interpretation of the CDC rules and guidelines for reopening were interpreted by the Owens administration staff. Also, there was a suggestion of getting a wireless printer in there because that's what students normally were using those computers for. Michael and I talked about that, and he basically said no, because if they know that it is like a computer lab, it'll be shut down entirely. Also, the wireless would have to be set up, and that causes issues with printer count and things like that. So the answer to the wireless printer is no, which is why I will keep 2 to 3 of the printers up, just depending, 2 or 3 of the computers up, I'm sorry, in the back of the room, just in case students need to jump on and print something. hoping that teachers will err more on the side of anything that can be submitted electronically to do it electronically, realizing that, of course, not everything can. But just think about that as you go forward. So if we can't have gloves and we have all these supplies, I will have signs that say, you know, no more than one person in the, one or two people, again, on either side of the cabinets to get art supplies. So we want to, I'll have a little stay here kind of dot or sign or something for students as they wait to get supplies out of the cabinet. So that'll just be something you'll have to monitor. And then I'm back to the tub idea, and I put a few ideas that I just looked on. One was Amazon and one was Office Depot. And the only reason I say tubs is for something very simple, rather than having to clean the supplies after each day, where they just grab supplies and then put them all in a bin that needs washing or cleaning at the end of the day. They can just keep theirs, and it's only theirs for the day or for the semester. And then we clean them at the end. If they want to clean them themselves, that's fine as well. So I thought some of these might work. Again, for things like they're getting glue and scissors and things that would transmit the virus. Things that are cardboard do not transmit, as far as I understand. So we wouldn't need that. So they don't need to be very big. This little carton here they're stackable, so they could put their name and write on them, and then we can just pitch them at the end. You can get a box of 50 of them for about 40 bucks, so it's not really that much. And then we have some that maybe look a little better. They cost a little bit more, maybe 70 bucks, but they would look a little nicer. And again, we could put stickers for the students, or they could put their own on to put their art supplies and things like that that they would need. So if you have a preference in the next week or so, otherwise I will just pick one and get it set up. This includes Finley. So if you have a preference for those in either room, please let me know. So as we go down here, so the supplies that Belinda and I looked at and thought that we needed right off the get-go for Founders Hall 1010 is some glue, scissors, and measuring spoons. Funny story, measuring spoons are not allowed to be ordered on Office Depot for some reason. No idea why, unless you buy them in bulk. So I will just go out and get some measuring cups and measuring spoons at Walmart or something. I'll just go buy them. It's not a big deal. And that way we have some good clean ones for the cabinets. Also, we were able to clean out 2 different cabinets. One is a cabinet for the adjuncts to store their items and their coats. So I'm getting coat hooks put in there for you. It's not the best, but at least it's a step in the right direction for the adjuncts. And then also I'm cleaning out one cupboard that will be for the technology items that I purchased, the VR glasses, the accessibility LiveScribe pens, some of the other VR goggles that we bought, and the cameras and things that came from the library. So if anyone from any class would like to use those, what I'm going to have is a combination lock on both those cabinets, first of all. And then there'll be sign-up sheets where if you have students take them, or they take them out of the room, or even if you have them issued to a student, I want you to write them down so we make sure we get them back. So I'm working on those sheets now, and those will just be in the cabinet along with the tubs of the different technologies. So that way everybody can use them and not just the ed tech group. So that was a big project, and that's done, or pretty well done. There are some items that came from the library. They look like some old types of lessons or cards or systems that may have been used in the past. They look pretty old, and they look like no one has seen them in a long time. I have put them in the front of the room in 1010 because I don't know whether they keep them or pitch them or donate them. So if anybody happens to be on campus and you want to look through those, they're at the front of the room to look through, and you can either take them, if you know someone that can use them. If you think we should keep them, write me a note, send me an email. Otherwise, by the end of next week, I want to get rid of them one way or the other. So please let me know on those. For Finley in the education room, what I could see through the glass and some pictures that Terry took. Thank you, Terry. I've got COVID signs for there. Obviously, it looks like there's only one way in and one way out. We have the same kind of hand sanitizer, hand soap, sprays, and towels coming for that room as well. And then I'll be gathering up a supply of the new technology, probably 5 of each. If we need more, you'll have to let me know, of each of the different technologies that are in bulk, and then maybe one of the LiveScribe pens that, that we can put over there as well. But this is for Mindy or Terry or anyone else that teaches over there in that room, to please let me know what supplies you might need. Art supplies, paper, you know, any of those kind of things, or equipment that you might need for that room. I don't know about computers in that room. I saw that there were some. I have to go back and look and see if we can keep at least one open, and maybe shut down one so they're 6 feet apart. Again, I'll be going back to Finley at some point, if not next week, then the first of the week after that, to make sure that we're all set. If anybody would be willing to volunteer to come in and show me how to run the laminating machine, I would love to learn how to laminate, because I'd like to laminate some of these signs that I'm putting up. I'm getting some sign holders that can be put on the wall above these devices and things, but I thought it'd be nice to have the sheets laminated and things, and we have a laminator, and I've never used it. So if anyone would be willing to pop in and show me how to use it, that would be great. And then finally, some updates from the administration. In the future, this is something that's being worked on as we speak, is some guidelines for addendums that'll go in the syllabi and other type of issues about how to teach, what happens if a student comes in with no mask, how do you handle things. All that will be coming in a protocol type informational packet that we should be receiving in the next couple weeks. So as soon as I get anything, I will make sure to tell you. Some good things that are happening, our enrollment doesn't look horrible. So we look actually pretty decent in some areas, but there is a few areas that look like if we can possibly spur on students to take a look at. We have ECE 201, 216, and 203 are really low in enrollment. And if we want to have those courses run, we need to spur some enrollment in those areas. So if you know of students that really should be in those courses, please reach out to them and ask them to get enrolled so we can ensure that those courses run. EDU 210 and 215 as well. And then social work 260, I've already talked to John, and we're working to get those students in there so we can keep all of our classes and course sections if we could. I missed out on the education handbook. The education handbook, the final draft was posted, but I'm working on, there's a lot of accessibility issues. It's posted, but it's going to take me a while to fix the accessibility issues on that one and a couple other things out there. some other news that isn't exactly on here, but I just actually got some emails, is if you take a look at the departmental website now, there are some updates. They updated some, just some of the general pictures that we've already been using into like a picture flip on the page, which we didn't have before. They added the social media icons, so that's good. We're getting connected there, and I'll have something rolled out for the first week of classes for students to know that that's there. I'm also looking at doing faculty focus. So for those of you who are amazing faculty, I would love to do showcases about you and your interests and what you're doing, and make that a nice focus for our departmental webpage so we can tout what fabulous faculty we have. And let's see what else. The CDA program is going to be revived. So I've got the approval to do that through Workforce Development. And we will be offering that in spring, hopefully, is the target date. So that'll give us another nice pool of students to help hopefully boost enrollment in our education programs. And also we're working on a new associate's degree in social work. So hopefully, again, we'll have more courses and hopefully more opportunities for faculty in the social work area. So things are going along very well. Our department's getting high approval from the administration, and Belinda has agreed to work with me on an Articulate development for her course that she's teaching, which is a hybrid course, or I guess it's a face-to-face course. I always call it hybrid. So we'll be starting that very shortly, and that's exciting. So I can't wait to show you guys what all we come up with, and hopefully then we can move at looking at all our courses, whether it's with Articulate or just through the Quality Matters, to make sure that we're doing a good job on our online courses, or at least the best that we can do. And if there's any ways that we can improve them, because even though they may be great now, you always continuously look at your courses and try to improve them. So very exciting stuff coming up. The other thing that happened this week was really about our self-study next year for NAEYC and the accreditation. I had a wonderful webinar on the self-study program, and it was discussed about how some colleges may not be able to place anybody for field experience this year, and NAEYC's aware of it, and they understand that that might be the case. So we really had a good talk through about self-study and how that would be handled, and what we would have to do to maintain accreditation. The fact that they're going to be very, very flexible, so we can show, what we did to do the best that we could in our circumstances. So a lot less pressure and stress, I think, for me personally. But the results of our survey going out to our different placement areas was that we have at least a few places that will take students, and NAEYC's okay with some students being able to be placed while others may not be, and we just have to show what we're doing to help them get a substantive experience in some form or another. We're also looking at maybe working remotely for teacher placements. So I'm working in contact with a few places. One that I met on the NAEYC webinar, in which they are partnering with schools K through 12 in order to do online student teaching. So the students actually go in on the Zoom meetings and things like that. So that might be something that we could pursue for this semester, and I'm working feverishly on that as well, and making contacts with the area schools to see what we could do to get our students placed. So that is one of my biggest stresses, is the placement for our students in the centers and in the field experience areas and the student teaching. So as you know, it's just all fluid, and who knows what the governor's saying probably right at this moment. So we'll work with it, and for our self-study, they're really going to have us look at data and do our narratives as if there was no COVID. What would we normally be doing? And then they have added an addendum, a COVID-19 addendum for what happened this semester. So again, the accreditors realize that this is such an odd situation, such a unique semester, and we'll get through it. We'll get through it with all of you. I appreciate all the hard work and the help that I've been given, and taking away a lot of your time. I understand that, and I do appreciate it very much. This has to end at some point, so it'll be nice at some point to be working on something other than COVID and some of the other exciting things that we really want to do. But I encourage you you're always welcome to call me and vent. These are very frustrating times, so don't hesitate to call me and let me know if you're struggling, or if you need something. We'd be more than happy to do what we can to help you. One last final thing on the website that I just remembered was I got an email right before I came on that said they updated our webpage on the EC3 forum. So Pam Otis, our keynote speaker, the information is out there on our website, and I got permission to purchase Zoom and the upgrade. I just have to go through the contract review process, which seems silly since we use it already, but that's what I'm working on now, and we'll get those taken care of. And that's all the news I have. If you have anything that you want me to send out to the group advisors, I would appreciate it. I can always email it, and we can send one advising update if we need to. So please don't hesitate to send that to me. Have a great weekend, everyone. I know I'm going to enjoy my Friday and Monday off. And I will be in the office on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I think, going forward for the next 2 weeks, and then full-time after that. So have a great one. We'll see you guys.